Do you fear that a man will distract you from your goals? That you will have less energy and less focus? And actually, even to meet the kind of man that you want to be with, you need to be your dream version of a woman first. I believed that too for most of my life until I realized with the right man, you get there faster. This fear is reasonable if you have the wrong man. So let's just learn the difference and be the woman that achieves her goals in love and in her career. So I want to share the 3 different types of men, of leaders, that I identified based on my experience as a dancer. And then I want to share my personal realizations that made me change my mind. Because you can have both if you're open for it. And I want you to have both. Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome to another episode of Love Diary, my reflections on love and dating as a young lady becoming a wife in the 21st century. Let's go. Type number 1 is the follower. So this man, let's be honest, he can't lead, and he doesn't really want to. This man will ask you, do you know the steps? And when I say, yes, I do, like, do you want me to show you so you can, right, lead? He's like, oh, no, 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 you got this, you got this. Thank God you got this. Well, this man obviously can't make you dance, quite literally. He is very gentle, he's very sweet and kind, but you end up doing twice the work. So he can't lead you and give you the power, the fuel that you need to go to your dreams. So he will, in a way, distract you, even though, as I said, he will do anything that you want from him. So he is very kind. But do you really want to be with a man that, you need to tell him everything that you need? Like, that's a waste of time and energy, in my opinion. So this is usually a man who's more in his boy energy. So obviously when they are in high school, right, 14, 15, 16, they're boys. They don't know how to be men yet. They need to learn the steps. You need to learn the choreography first in order to even dance and lead a woman. That makes totally sense. But there are also grown-up men who are more on this boy energy and expect like everything from you. But as a woman, yes, I know what steps like I need from a man, like the impulses, but I can't teach him how to be a man. And honestly, then it's more fun to dance alone. Okay, so it won't hurt you, but it's not really it. That's type number 1. Type number 2 is what I call the wannabe leader. So he has fire and he knows the steps. And once he's in your life and you dance with him, you're just like, yes, finally. Until he asks you, can you even follow? Or even worse, that happened to me. Can you even dance? My best friend was like laughing out loud because this guy had almost no experience in dancing, and I've been a dancer for decades at this point. So that was hilarious. I oftentimes doubt myself, but in this one case, I was like, yes, I can. So he has fire, he has strength, and he will move you through the room. Here's the problem. He's not embodied in leadership. He thinks you're a woman, he's a man. He is the leader, you have to follow. You have to go where he wants to go. So he doesn't care about your needs, really, and your well-being. He's just like, why aren't you following? Like, why aren't you turning left when I say left? That happened to me also one time. I thought he was a very good leader until my dance teacher came to us. And in dancing, especially in Latin dancing, there's a lot happening with the hands. So when a man wants you to turn left, like he gives you an impulse so you can turn left. but you have to give this impulse. And the wannabe leader thinks he's a good leader, but he's mad at you when you don't do what he wants, but he's not giving you the right impulse. So he can move you in the completely wrong direction where you never wanted to be, and you have to give up or compromise on your well-being. And that takes you far away from your goals and your desires and your dreams. If that ever happens, don't worry, this man will be removed from your life, because God is not joking on the things he has assigned to you and the people he has assigned to you in this life. So he will be removed. The number twos desperately want to be like the number threes. The number three is the real leader. So he knows the steps, he leads you. Here's the main difference. He leads you where you want to go. It's about serving you. He gives direction, but you're the compass. Like, he gives you the fuel and the energy. Let's say you want to move to the left corner and trill. Well, I could just, trill myself. Or I have a man that just gives me like those little impulses, and then I'm there in like no time. Like, oh, that was easy. So when this man takes you to the dance floor, suddenly you fly and you thought you can't dance. But for whatever reason, it's so easy with him. And in fact, you didn't even know that he can dance. He doesn't brag about it. So he's very humble, and he understands in dancing, the man is there to make the woman look good. So the more compliments the woman gets after a performance or competition, that's when he knows he did his job right. He is the frame, you are the picture. Real leaders give you a why, and he will also hold you accountable to your own well-being and your needs and your direction in life. And you share a vision together. For example, the choreography to not necessarily win the competition, but to give your best as a union, and you can't tango alone. So, of course, as women, we need to learn the steps ourselves and learn how to follow, but without giving ourselves up. A man needs you to have boundaries, a man needs you to have dreams, because he needs you for this vision. And when you have the right man, those visions, they will complement each other. And you have a similar direction and complementing qualities together, right? When I dance the steps from a man while he's dancing the steps, that's a mess. That's a huge mess. Okay, and this man is respected by men and by women. That's why the twos want to be like him, but they don't get the mindset. That's the major difference. Okay, so what else do I want to say? So in summary, we have the follower, nice guy, sweet guy. You have to tell him everything, not fun. Number two, the wannabe leader has fire, but distracts you from what you want and make you compromise on your well-being. And that's a real leader will never do that. Here's also the thing, something to watch out for. The wannabe leaders, they often claim they're extremely good leaders, like very loudly. Like, you know that they are a leader because they always say it. And in dating profiles, for example, they will write that they are dominant. You don't want a dominant man. A provider man, a masculine man, knows that he's in service of women. And because he is serving women, he knows that a woman also brings a lot back into his life. That's where we are reciprocal and both parties win. Like, for me, that's the definition of the perfect relationship. Not the perfect relationship, but a successful relationship. I read that in one of my business books, actually. It's when you ask both parties, like both partners, Who benefits more from this? And both people will tell you, oh, I do actually. That's a successful partnership. And that's how you tango together. Both people feel like they win. And you can only do that with the real leader. And not with the man who's dominant. Dominant means, I don't care about your needs and what you want. I'm the man you have to follow and you have to submit. Well, but a man needs to give you something, like provide an environment and a vision where you want to surrender. Actually, even if you don't want to, you just do. Like, you can relax with this man because similar vision, and he cares a lot about your well-being. When a man is not providing that for you, for example, in a dating scenario, if you plan a date, I mean, I'm totally capable of this. I can pay, I can plan, this is fun. Like, I love to plan things and have structure. But when I'm with a man, I just want to be and want to be playful, right? If I have to plan the date and pay for stuff, I'm like in my logical energy. I'm like, okay, are we there at the right time? Okay, what if this happens? What if I don't like the food? I'm not the playful, fun, feminine being full of pleasure that a man really needs. So I had this one time with a date. After this, I ended it. I told him I just need time, and I'm a Cancer. That's my zodiac sign. So I'm in my little shell, and I just need time to get out of this. Like, step by step, the more I trust you. And he said, well, I will pull you out. Like, I can do that. And I was like, what? No, you don't get it. I need you to provide an environment where I feel safe. So I want to get out and I want to come closer. Like, this man also completely misunderstood what protecting feminine energy, what he was saying. He thinks feminine energy needs to be protected. Like, yeah, you don't really do that. It's the lack of embodiment. That's the difference between number 2 and number 3, the real leader who leads you where you want to go, and he cares about your well-being because he needs that as a compass. Men are just wired, and just because of cultural and evolutionary reasons, they put their feelings aside for the greater good of community and society and their families. What is a good thing to a certain degree. Like, we need that. We can't have men who are always in their emotions and being sad, like, I don't feel to go hunting. We don't want that either, right? But now I lost my train of thought. What did I want to say? Wait. I was so passionate. So, well, yeah, let's just wrap that up. Okay, so what I want to leave you with in this first section, right then we go into my personal story a little bit, is the journey starts with you. You can't change a wannabe leader. You can't make a follower into a man. Like, you can't teach men how to be men. What we need to learn as women is to choose ourselves, to listen to our needs and our goals, and you're already working on them, so this is amazing, and value how we feel first. Because, like, the number 3, like the leader, he needs that from you, that you really own it so he can execute it. Like, if you don't give him the direction where you want to go, like, he can't help you get there. And then eventually you end up with a type number 2 because he knows where he wants to go, but is this really aligned with you? So the journey starts with you. You need to know what you desire, and then be aware what kind of man you're with and you are choosing. Because the wrong man, yes, he can totally distract you. And I'm very happy that I never dated in high school and in college, because I always had a high sense of self with all my passions, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted in a relationship, and now I know. And dating in trainees is just, like, it's way more fun. Like, the way men treat me is just completely different. You can't compare it. But I know what to watch out for, and now you do too. Okay, any questions to that section? And then I dive into my personal light bulb moment that made me change my mind. Let's just see. Sip of water. I love the intro. Thank you so much. I always struggle a little bit with the intros. I'm so excited and I don't know if I do it right, so thank you. My ex is the first to kind kind. I always has to help him pick outfits and make decisions. You're not his mom. What? Okay. Interesting. Mm-hmm. My ex was a mixture of one and two because he wanted leadership, but he thought that that means I have to do everything, he says without questions. Okay. I can't wait to be with a real leader. Me too. I'm still looking. You know the funny thing? Yes, we're looking for provider masculine men who are leaders, but here's the thing. You are kind of the leader. You are the leader actually. That's something I realized within the last couple of weeks and months. I'm the one who leads. So let me give you an example. I know my needs because I've been on some dates, and I know, for example, for the first date, I want something more casual. Like, I feel better with this. I don't need a fancy dinner. Actually, most men ask me out for like a nice dinner, and well, we barely know each other. I prefer something more like a coffee date, and usually I feel exhausted after 2 hours of like meeting a complete stranger in the beginning. So it's just 2 hours for me, and drinking a tea because I don't drink coffee. Can you see how I was leading in this situation? I knew what I wanted, what I needed. And when they asked me, oh, like, let's go for dinner, I'm like, oh, this is such an amazing idea. I would love to meet you. However, I prefer dot dot dot. So I'm leading like all the time. That's the new realization I had in my dating journey. So yeah, the real leader really needs you to know what you want. Otherwise, he's like walking on eggshells. Like, he has no direction. Yeah. Okay, amazing. Now, what made me change my mind so drastically? Because I've never dated. Okay, I've never been in a relationship until very recently. I started going on dates. I'm dating for marriage, so I'm not a girlfriend, but that's a topic for another video, for another live stream. I was very focused on my passions, and I had all this time for playing the piano, learning about psychology, about evolution, nutrition, like all those things. But I always had this desire in my heart, like all the other girls would have dates, and my friends had their boyfriends. And I was sad. I had this longing, but at the same time, I had this experience whenever I liked someone, I had less energy, and that didn't feel good. So here's what changed my mind. I started dating, I started to go on dates, and I had this little vision. You know, sometimes you have a dream, but it feels like too realistic for a dream, and you can also control what you're saying and the response of the other person. And I had this very interesting vision of my husband. Hear me out, hear me out. So I couldn't see his face, but I saw like brown hair, and he was in front of me at a train station for whatever reason. And I told him, you know, I'm not the perfect woman yet. I want to be more financially stable. I want to be very successful, just like, you know, someone like Olivia Rodrigo or Liv. They are 24, 23, and they have this huge success in their career. They're singers. It's not even about money, but like living in your purpose so much and seeing how it moves people. I'm not there yet. And I think I can't meet a man like you if I'm not this end product, like this perfect woman that I always wanted to be. And he looked at me and said, right now, just like you are more than enough. Like, I would love to have you in my life right now. You don't need to change a single thing. And I really felt the energy. So my best friend once said to me, it's always like therapy sessions with her in a way. She said, you don't need to be extraordinary. There is a man already, actually multiple men, that just want to be with you right now for who you are. And I knew that in my head, but this vision, like I felt it in my heart. And then he corrected himself, like my future husband in this dream vision. He said, no, actually, I need you to be successful and make a lot of money. Like, what? He's like, yes, not because I would love you more than, but because you want it. You desire to express your unique abilities and gifts, and you want to make an impact with this in the world. So, yes, I want you to be successful because you want it. I want whatever you want for yourself. And that was a little twist, type number 3 leader, right? I lead you, I execute and help you to go where you want to go. And it's important for me because I want you to be fulfilled. Not because then I would love you more. No, I'm already stunned at you. So that was a little vision. I was a little skeptical. I was like, okay, that was interesting. Was that a dream? I'm not sure. And later on, I think weeks or months later, I had a therapy session with my best friend. And I told her, I think I need to be like those singers who are already very successful. Like if I would be Leve, an artist that I really like, then I would meet amazing men, and then I can like think about marriage. Like, but right now, I don't have the money yet that I want. And she said something so beautiful. That's the second layer, like the next step that brought me closer to believing I can be and I should be with my dream man before I'm this perfect end product. Because she said, there's so much value when you are on the journey with a person. So if he meets you as this perfect end product and you achieved everything, how is this like helping you to bond? Like he was never there in your darkest moments. And she experienced this right now with her boyfriend who just started working. She's still studying at college. She said it's so amazing to see him go through his first job and the experiences that he makes. And like if they would meet in 10 years, she would have been, well, tenses are very confusing in English, I'm sorry. You know what I mean. So if they would meet in 10 years from now and not, they won't be a couple yet, she said she would completely miss out on those seasons of his life. And I think that makes sense. And in a way, that's very beautiful. Like, imagine there is a man behind the scenes, a man that sees you, believes in your dreams more than you do, before you have this trophy moment and before the world is going to see you. I think as humans, we just need this bonding experience with other people and love, right? It's just have a connection. And I think money and success will never be able to replace that. Still, you can have both. But I realized maybe it is right before I have all the money and live my full dream. Maybe it's part of my dream. And let's say I am very successful and I am on those stages. I know that there's a person who saw me before I was in magazines or whatever, God has planned with my life, and who saw me, who believed in me, even when I didn't. And he's not there because I'm successful, but because I am me. And I think if I would be very successful, still in every room, I would be looking for him. I would be looking for this human connection. And that's not, and yeah, you want human connection in business too, but it's not the place to bond a lot and to be emotional and share like your insecurities. Like that's not what business is about. So I would look in the wrong rooms, I guess. And that completely, like, it's so beautiful if someone is part of your journey. If you let them, and you know that right now you're enough. And you can still move towards your dreams, and that's what also makes you very attractive and helps you to bond with a man. And I mean, it's vice versa. You do the same thing in his life. You see him as capable. You see his efforts and his work, his thoughts, while he is still on his way to achieve his dreams, because you will always desire more. There is not this end product. Like, if you're anything like me, you will grow and evolve your whole life. That's the point of being on this earth and being a human. We learn, we grow, even if we're 99. So when is the right time then for being with a man? If you can always be more, and you're enough right now. Like, why not spend your life with the love of your life instead of spending your whole life looking for the love? That's my thought. So there's one more thing I want to share. So I think the last little nudge that God was placing in my field that completely, like, really sealed the deal, and I was okay, I now open myself up for a man, even if I'm not the dream version of myself. I realized that all of my mentors, so I have one woman that I follow who taught me dating and everything, she has been married first. So she got married, she had a little bit of her career, she went to college, then she got married. And she has this amazing marriage. Like, there's a reason why I learned it from her, okay? She was a stay-at-home mom after she got married. And I think 7, 8, 9 years later, she got her babies. And then this nudge came to show up on YouTube and help other women. And now she has I think, 8-figure business. So she has the kind of business that I want. I don't want to be a relationship coach, but she's living her purpose, like the thing that she's very good at, and helping other people. It's her calling. And she has this amazing marriage. But for her, the marriage came first. Like, okay, I already knew that because I've been studying with her for years now. Now there's a second mentor I sometimes go to, also a woman. She's also a dating relationship coach based in Germany, so in my home country. And the same thing, she's been married for quite a long time. She has the kind of marriage that I desire. She has this business, and I didn't know she got married first. So she had her education. Like, I think if you're under 20 and you're still in high school and college, like, I was completely focused on myself. Yes, I had some crushes, but it never went anywhere. And I'm glad that I had this time to spend with my passions, with myself, and not getting distracted by boys that, right, type number one. When they're high school boys, they don't know the steps yet, so they might hurt you and accidentally, like, move you in the wrong direction, not because they're not mature, but because it's just not their season. They're still figuring life out themselves, so they can't provide that leadership for you. So very glad I didn't date, and I think you need to have education first and your own direction in life. That's when you can have a leader and have a shared vision, right? He needs you to have that, to execute, and to have a purpose in your life and in his life, and with the connection and the vision together, right? So it makes sense that you first get your education, like those other women did. Then they got married. And then later on, they had babies. And then the business came, and now they're multi-time millionaires. That was the moment, right? It's only a pattern when you see it in multiple people or multiple situations. And I only knew that one example from my main mentor. And then I saw it in another woman, and then I saw it in another woman. Like, I mean, it makes sense, a relationship coach. But I was like, oh, okay, if the women who have almost like my dream life, like they have both career and their husbands, very happy, why am I fighting this so much? What if I get closer to my dreams? What if my dreams, my career is connected to my love life and my husband more than I can see right now and you can see right now? So all I gotta do is, work on myself, learn how to date, learn about men, learn about myself, learn about the difference, right? The different types of men and who's the right one for me. And then be open. Like if you're completely closed off to this idea, you might be missing out on such an amazing opportunity. And with the right man, what if it's even more fun to get to your goals? Because as a woman, I think it's a little different for men. For men, they can like have this goal and then they reach this goal and they suffered the whole journey, but then they met their goal and it's like, yes, I did it. For me, and how I think it's for most women, I have this goal that gives me direction and I execute it. But if the journey was like I felt so bad and then I get the trophy, it's like, yeah, it wasn't really worth it. I think that's the main difference. So, what if I can have an even more fulfilled journey towards my dreams with a man? That's my thought currently. A man that supports you, believes in you, that drives you to the different open stages, or is there to help you with calculating like your business expenses. You never know. Okay? And this is what I want to leave you with. Of course, have your education, focus on your dreams and your passions, and be open enough for whoever God has for you on this journey to make it more fun. Like, if you have the desires in your heart, it's already meant for you. It's like a preview, right? It's like a trailer. It's already happening. So, if it's inevitable to miss out on your dreams, like it's granted that you will reach that, even maybe in a different way, but maybe it looks different in the end, but who cares, right? What if this is like, yeah, that will definitely happen. Why not allow a man to be part of this and fulfill this other desire in your heart? What if they go hand in hand? Okay? I believe in love. And even if I don't have the successful career that I want yet, I'll show up and give my best. And so do you. I hope that was helpful. There was something in it for you. Thank you so much for being part of my journey, and thank you for letting me be part in your journey. This means a lot to me. So I wish you a beautiful day. If you have any thoughts or questions, leave them in the comments if you're watching that in the replay. Yeah. Have an amazing life. You can have it all. Okay. Bye.